Developers used to charge like $50,000 for apps that took months, sometimes even a year to build. Well, today I'm going to show you how a single AI agent can literally code, design, and automate that exact same platform in under an hour. And yeah, even if you've never written a single line of code in your entire life.
Okay, let's just break this down, because this slide, it probably feels a little too familiar, right? Over on the left, that's the old world. 6 months of painful meetings, 50 grand straight out of your pocket, and a whole team you have to manage. But on the right, that's the new reality. 1 hour, maybe $50 for a couple of tools, and just you. And I'm not exaggerating here. This is a massive shift in how value gets created, and you, yeah, you are in the driver's seat now.
For years, building anything real on the web felt like running full speed into a giant brick wall. You had the idea, right? You had the passion. But standing between you and a finished product was this huge barrier of complicated code, endless back and forth with developers, and just astronomical costs. It was frustrating, it was slow, and honestly, it kept so many incredible ideas from ever seeing the light of day. But what if that whole wall, that entire system that told you, nope, you can't do this without us, what if it was just an illusion? What if the gatekeepers just vanished? And the tools to build your dream project were suddenly right there at your fingertips, ready to go right now. Well, they are. They're here. And the tool that absolutely shatters that illusion is the AI agent. This is the hero of our story today. And let me be clear, this isn't just another app or some clever little shortcut. This is your new co-founder, your new lead developer, and your new project manager, all rolled into one powerful package. So what in the world is an AI agent? Well, think of it like this. It's an autonomous system. You just give it a high-level goal, like build me a sales website, and it figures out all the steps. It makes a plan, it uses tools like a code editor or a web browser, and it carries out all these complex tasks from start to finish, all on its own. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The difference between an agent and a chatbot you might have used. See, a chatbot is a tool that you use. It just responds to your prompts. But an AI agent, that's a worker you deploy. It gets its hands dirty. It edits your files directly on your computer. It corrects its own mistakes when it messes up, and it actively uses other tools to get the job done. One gives you answers, the other gets you results. So, how do we put this incredible agent to work? Well, you need the right set of tools, what I like to call the autonomous web stack. This is your new arsenal. When you combine these 4 components, you get the power to go from just a random idea in your head to a fully functional app live on the internet. Let's break down the stack. It's a team, really. First up, we need an architect to design the blueprints. For that, we're going to use Relume. Then we need a brain to do the thinking and write the code. That's going to be Claude Code. Third, we need a nervous system to connect everything and automate the workflows. We'll use a tool called N8N for that. And finally, we need a host to put it all online for the whole world to see. And for that, we use Vercel. These are the 4 pillars of this whole new workflow. Okay, step 1, the architect. You know the hardest part of any project? It's that blank page, right? The blinking cursor. Well, with a tool like Relume, that problem is just gone. You type one single sentence describing your app, and bam! In seconds, it generates a complete sitemap and professional-looking wireframes. You're not starting from zero anymore. You're starting from like 90% done. And check this out. This is how you can immediately boost the value of what you're building. Want your project to have that high-end $10,000 premium feel? You can integrate these incredible 3D interactive elements from a tool like Spline with just a few clicks. This is the kind of polish that used to take a whole specialized design team weeks to pull off. A beautiful design is awesome, but at the end of the day, it's just a pretty shell. So how do we give it life? How do we make it actually think and react and, do stuff? Well, for that, we gotta plug in a brain. So meet the brain, Claude Code. And just so we're crystal clear, this is not a chatbot in a browser window. This is an agent that works right inside your project. It reads all your existing files to understand the context. It can run commands in your computer's terminal, and it will actively write and edit the code on your local machine, just like a human developer would, only, infinitely faster. Okay, so we have a design, and we have a brain. Awesome. But our app can't just live in a little bubble. How do we connect our AI brain to other services, other data sources, to all the different tools on the internet? We do that using something called APIs. They're basically just digital messengers that let different apps talk to each other. And that's exactly where the nervous system comes in, a tool called NAN. Think of this as the ultimate digital switchboard. It's the super powerful no-code engine that lets you connect thousands of different APIs and build these mind-blowingly complex workflows just by dragging and dropping. This is the back-end powerhouse that makes everything actually talk to each other.
So we have all the components, right? We've got the architect, the brain, and the nervous system. Now, let's put it all together. Let's see what this workflow actually looks like when you take a simple idea and turn it into a live, functioning application at, well, lightning speed.
Just look at this timeline. This is where it all clicks. 10 minutes for Reloom to generate the entire site structure. 25 minutes for Claude Code to tell NNN how to build out all the back-end logic. 15 minutes for Claude to write the front-end code to match the design we made. And then just 5 minutes to deploy it live to the entire world. We just compressed 6 months of painful, tedious work into the time it takes to watch a movie. It's insane. And that final step, deploying, it's no longer some technical nightmare. With a service like Vercel, you literally just drag and drop your project folder. That's it. It's done. And you get free, unbelievably fast global hosting instantly. The final wall between your idea and your audience is officially gone. All right, let's zoom out for a second. Because being able to build a website in an hour is amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's not the real goal here. The tools we just went over, they unlock something way, way bigger. The most important point is this. You are not just building a static website. You are building an autonomous digital employee, a system that can take orders, process information, and perform tasks for you around the clock without ever getting tired or asking for a day off. This is the beginning of a completely new paradigm. We're moving from boring, static web pages to what we can call agentic web apps. The internet itself is becoming a workforce of autonomous agents, and you now have the keys to build and command them. So what's a skill like that worth? What's the real-world value of being able to do this stuff? Well, freelancers who can build these agentic systems for businesses, they're already commanding salaries of over $100,000 a year. They're packaging these automated employees as high-value services for clients. This isn't just a hobby. It's a brand new and incredibly valuable career path that's just opening up. This technology is here, right now. It's accessible, and it is more powerful than anything we have ever seen before. The old walls have been completely torn down. The only limit now is your imagination. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build? What task will your first digital employee take off your hands? Forever.